Our mind should never make the decisions. Our body and our heart should make the decisions. I know that sounds very interesting and that sounds very contrary to popular belief, but our mind is not responsible and should not be responsible for making decisions. It's our heart and it's our body and it's how we feel vibrationally is what should always make the decision because that's what's always right, you know? Gemini, 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 my 20 twin twins. Here's your reading, Gemini, for October 2019. Also, to Gemini, before we get started, the messages that you hear today that resonate with you, go ahead and apply them, Gemini, to where they fit, how they fit, and to whom they fit within your life. And also, to keep in mind that the roles can also switch upon any given instance. So just apply it as best you can, all right, Gemini? So let's hop right into your reading here, Gemini. So, for the heart of the matter here for you, Gemini, you popped out here Temperance reversed. Also clarifying that, you popped out here the Page of Cups. Also with the Seven of Swords reversed. Also Gemini 2, you popped out here the King of Wands. Oops. And you also popped out here too the Six of Wands reversed. The Ten of Wands here. And also the Star card reversed here as well, Gemini. And then at the bottom of the deck here for you, you have here the Page of Swords as well. All right, Gemini, let's see what's going on for you this month here. See what comes through for you. Gemini, I'm feeling like this month, it's going to be a very interesting month for you. I feel like it's going to be a very introspective month. I'm also picking up here too, Gemini, that there's like a situation that you need to, or you feel called to, like come clean with or come clean about. And it's kind of pertaining to like a situation where it's like you were giving the best that you can, giving your emotion, giving your time, giving your effort, giving your attention to. And somewhere down the line, Gemini, you may have found yourself maybe not like dishonest, but maybe like stretching the truth a little bit, or maybe you just found yourself handling this situation possibly very like immaturely, very prematurely, emotionally, right? And then I'm feeling like, Gemini, that maybe having trouble getting your words out because I'm having trouble getting mine out right now. Interesting. But Gemini, it's like you want to come clean about something. You want to express something that's you've been holding deep down inside. And it's like what's interesting here, Gemini, is that it's almost as if like you are trying to protect like your ego, or you're trying to protect who you are in a sense, right? Like you don't want to, okay, all right, you feel like you will maybe lose your self identity or a piece of your identity, okay, if you were to come clean about this, or if you were to kind of rectify the situation. Also too, Gemini, what just came through was you may feel that if you speak about this, reveal this, or just rectify it, Gemini, you may feel like the other person, place, or thing, corresponding party, may lose like respect for you in their point of view, or from their point of view. But there's definitely something here, Gemini, where it's like, like I said, you want to come clean, you want to talk about this, but at the same time, you want to like maintain your integrity. And that's very possible, Gemini. I don't think that that's like something that isn't possible, because our integrity is, a lot of who we are and how we operate. And the fact that you want to talk about this, and the fact that you want to come clean about this, and the fact that you want to, the mere fact that you want to even discuss something like this, where you are in that space of vulnerability, that speaks volumes regarding your integrity. So I wouldn't worry so much about the integrity, Gemini, and also to Gemini. If this corresponding person, place, or thing doesn't want to hear your point out, or doesn't respect it, or they come back, I just heard clap back, like negatively, or they're very it's like cantankerous in their approach to it and in their response. Don't even worry about that as well, Gemini, because that has nothing to do with you. The fact that you did the best you could, and the fact that the mere fact, I keep hearing that you even attempted this, shows and speaks volumes of your integrity, and shows how much you've changed and how much you're willing to, put your foot forward and do the right thing when push comes to shove, regardless of how long it damn took. I keep hearing, let's not keep score. Interesting. Okay. However that resonates for you, but just let's not do that. Let's keep the score. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It matters about if we showed up and if we were willing to do what is right. That's all that really matters at the end of the day, Gemini. You know what I mean? Also too, Gemini, what's very interesting is, as I was shuffling out your cards here for your spread, popping out, I should say, your cards, the song by Eminem came through, Lose Yourself. Very interesting, Gemini, and I'm feeling like it's starting to tie into this reading. I'm feeling like kind of going back to the aspect of Gemini, like sometimes we have to lose ourselves in situations in order for us to rebuild who we really truly are, and in order for us to understand and realize and recognize how far we've come. Because any type of awakening, any type of spiritual enlightenment, whatever the case may be, any type of like aha moment entails losing a piece of ourselves, Gemini. And as humans, sometimes, subconsciously, we are so afraid of letting go of an aspect of ourselves, or letting go of who we are, because we're like in fear that, like, if we let that go, we're going to completely lose who we once were, who we are, and that's the complete opposite of the end result of when we, put our foot forward and do what's right regarding our integrity, My guides want me to leave it there. So, in terms of that explanation, so go ahead and take that how it resonates for you, Gemini. I can also see here too, like, you may be feeling during this time too, like you don't understand yourself. The other party, person, place, or thing doesn't understand you. This has become a real, like, it's become very heavy upon you, heavy on your heart, heavy on your conscience. You know what I mean? And I also feel like you're starting to, like, go through this period where it's like you're losing hope, you're losing optimism, you're losing. What just came through was you. On the contrary, you're losing stagnation, which is good. It's very interesting that came through randomly, but you are you may be hearing things from other people, places, and things, maybe that are involved, or maybe around you, the situation or circumstance that you're going through. You may be hearing their input, and it's really starting to have an effect on you. Whether that's favorable or unfavorable, because it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. You are wanting to come clean. You are wanting to talk about this. You are willing to be that bigger person. Like I said, once again, there's nothing bigger, and there's nothing tougher than willing to be vulnerable and willing to stand up for yourself and for the other person, place, or thing, and for the circumstance, and to even rectify it and to display your integrity. There's nothing, say nothing, but there isn't anything that can buy that. Money cannot buy that. Resources cannot buy that. That is something that is earned, and that is something that is built within us, and that's something that is cultivated through spiritual awakenings and through spiritual integrity and holding ourselves to a higher and better standard, and just being a better human and being a better person, you know? Interesting, Gemini. Let's see. Ooh, okay, damn. See this King of Wands here. This wants to pop out here. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, you don't want to smother the situation any further. But you won't, Gemini. You know what I mean? Yeah, the Hermit card. Exactly. Yep. Being very introspective. Being very... choosing the higher road, which is a good thing, Gemini. Choosing to go out on a leap or take a leap of faith, go into that dark cave, you know what I mean? And come out with that lantern of wisdom and with integrity. I keep hearing that, integrity. And being willing to, I just heard, go against your better judgment regarding, okay, going against your better judgment, but in regards to or in the context of your ego, you know, by saying, oh, I shouldn't have to do that. Why the hell would I want to do that? Fuck all that. It doesn't even matter. Going against their better judgment regarding that aspect of yourself, you know, and really just growing spiritually and really just doing what you feel is right. You know what I mean? Let's see, the star card. Okay, you got 3 cards that popped out. We'll take them. We have the Queen of Cups here. Oh, 4 cards. Okay, well, damn. We have the Page of Pentacles reversed. The Knight of Swords here. And also, too, we have the 3 of Swords reversed. So yeah, Gemini, you know, it's all about coming out of confusion, Gemini, and coming out of like that lack mind mentality, coming out of victimhood mentality, telling yourself you can't do this, you can't do that, it's not possible, allowing your ego to tell you and convince you anything otherwise than to do what you feel in your heart is right and what you feel in your heart is necessary, you know? And also too, Gemini, like my guides want me to also say this to you, Gemini. Our mind should never make the decisions. Our body and our heart should make the decisions. I know that sounds very interesting and that sounds very contrary to popular belief, but our mind is not responsible and should not be responsible for making decisions. It's our heart and it's our body and it's how we feel vibrationally is what should always make the decision, because that's what's always right, you know, in terms of how it will feel for us and other individuals, people, places, and things involved. It'll make more sense if you were to look up like human design. It'll make more sense in terms of you know, researching that aspect, or human design regarding the aspect of our mind does not make the decisions our body does. You know what I mean? So yeah, Gemini, just really coming from a heart-based perspective, really looking at things from an emotional, you know, heart-based perspective, and really knowing that you know, it's now time to stop. I just heard lollygagging and just do what you know is necessary, and to, you know, once and for all just confront this thing, get it done, and do what's necessary. Do what your heart's been telling you for a long time to do. And that's how you'll come out of heartbreak, and that's how you'll come out of misery. I just picked up here. Interesting, Gemini. Eminem, Lose Yourself again. That's coming up again for you. And really, you're gonna do that? Okay. My guidance wants me to read to you, Gemini. Okay, when I woke up, right? I want to say I started my YouTube channel April of 2017. Our YouTube channel, April 2017, and during that time between like November of 2016 and then April of 2017, so November 2016, April of 2017, I was waking up during that time, you know, and taking emotional responsibility and just all of that, you know what I mean? The whole awakening process, crying my eyeballs out, confused as hell, don't know what the fuck is going on, the whole process, right? So they want me to read this to you. And I wrote a 2017 Crossroads, and this is when I took emotional responsibility for my actions and for my own delusion and for my own, took my own emotional responsibility for my shit that I created and that I caused. You know what I mean? And I want you to see the date here, Gemini. See if it'll focus here. So you can see it, but it's February, right there, 18th. Come on, camera. February 18th, 2017. Being a little shit right now, won't focus. But yeah, I mean, pretty sure you can see it. So yeah, let me go ahead and read it to you, Gemini. So I wrote, I have been most pensive these past few months pertaining to myself and what I put and give out to others. At the same time about what comes back respectfully in turn. I have concluded that upon this current platform, my situation more or less has nothing to do with others, but purely with myself. I will no longer exert more effort than that which is being returned. In consciously doing the opposite, I willingly trample over my own heart and feelings. I don't expect others to understand this, but it's not for anyone else too. I have gained a new perspective as to how I will not give others the heart that they think they have given me, for this heart isn't truly organic nor sincere. I must redesign and imprint my boundary lines with every individual in my life. Given I can only hope that no hard feelings shall surface or resurface from this. The only aspect that I can rely on at this point is that the individuals who are meant to stick around will remain intact through their understandings of this, along with their sincere yearn to find a way in meeting me halfway at such boundary lines. I have attempted to handle everything myself while holding all of it up on my own. My knees have finally buckled and I have faltered. I am no longer afraid to admit my intermittencies of weakness and instability. For you haven't succeeded until you have fallen on your ass, because even when you're at the bottom, you can still look up and see where the top resides. This is my 2017 Crossroads. So Gemini, I hate to throw myself in the reading, but I hope that resonates with someone out there, that's going through something similar like this. And at the end of it all, it'll all make sense. And you'll start to put it together and be like, oh my God, that's why that happened. That's why that happened. That's why that happened in that specific way. So, Gemini, that concludes your reading here for, October 2019. Go ahead and visit intuitiveperceptions.com for all of your booking and services needs. Also, too, Gemini, check the description box below for other content that and links that you may find valuable. All right, Gemini, you got this. You're on the right path, right? Being vulnerable, Gemini, is the strongest thing that anyone can ever do. Stronger than fear, stronger than choosing to not want to be vulnerable. Just choosing to be vulnerable and being okay with it. That's a strong, very strong individual. All right, Gemini, as always, God bless and love and light.